Welcome back, everybody, to the In My Element podcast. Today we have Miguel from Element Lifestyle, and I'm super excited to have him on. It's been about a year since the last time we had him on, but if you don't know Miguel, he runs a YouTube channel called Element Lifestyle where he talks about Honda Elements and his travels and adventures, and he's got a big adventure planned soon, going to North Carolina to the Elements of the Dragon. So yeah, tell us about that trip. What's going on with that? Are you excited? How are you getting there?
Hello, Steven. Thank you again for having me in your channel.
Of course.
And yes, I'm really excited for the upcoming trips. It's gonna be almost like 25 more days for the meetup. So just looking forward for it.
Cool. Who organizes that meetup?
The meetup is organized by Phoenix,
Okay.
which is, I think, originally came out from another person in North Carolina, and then Phoenix was nice to like take over that because it's like growing all the time. It's more people. So yep, she's been doing a great job.
And the Elements of the Dragon, what is it, like 206 curves or something like that?
I think it's I might be mistaken, but
Yeah.
I think it's 211.
Yeah, so just like
Actually, I forgot. Yeah, but it's a lot of curve. I do have a video in my channel where I drive and I count the curve just so people knows how the drive looks.
Yeah.
If anybody's planning to go to the meetup.
Yeah, so there's like a couple of days of just like camping out, but we're here now in Southern California, so you're driving cross country all the way to North Carolina, 2,000 some miles, right?
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
2,450 miles all the way to North Carolina. So I'm super excited about it. I will say it's my maybe 12 or 13 cross country trip.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like I got the experience. I just feel like I'm driving to the closest state from California.
Yeah.
I don't see it like it's a long drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So are you planning any stops along the way, and are you going solo?
Yes, I'm going solo.
Okay.
I'm planning to meet like element owners on the road, and sometimes just spend time by myself. I don't really have a plan where I'm gonna stay or where I'm going to be like in the few days that I'm gonna be like driving to North Carolina. I'm just going with the flow.
Really?
Like I go with how I feel. If one day I wanna stay in a campground and just hike all day, or I wanna push the miles, like drive 10 hours a day, I just go with the flow.
And you have 3 Honda Elements. You've got Dusty, the khaki. You have tomato, tomato, and then you have the new black one, which is something new that you got recently?
His name is Pepper.
Pepper, okay.
Pepper. And I do have 3 elements, yes.
Yeah.
And I got the last element, Pepper, for converted it to a mobile shop.
Okay.
So I can go and travel to different places, and I can work specifically in elements, and then also I can get to travel
I see.
because I really want to do that.
You're doing it. You're literally doing it right next month. You're going.
That's true. But I feel like I want it to be part of my life more than just planning. Let's say like, okay, I'm gonna be here in the city working for 5 months, and then I have a long trip coming. I want it to like be part of my life more.
I
So
understand.
that's one of the reasons why I decide to get that element. So maybe I can work 3-4 days and then just travel.
So
Well, that's-
you'll be a truly mobile mechanic. You'll be
Yes,
everywhere.
exactly.
So that's actually something I wanted to ask you is, how did you start becoming a mechanic, and why have you done that, and how has that been for a career choice for you?
Well, I always loved like sport cars since I was maybe like 16, 17 year old. And I own a lot of Hondas since I got my first car when I was 18. And I used to work in my own cars. And when I was around, I will say 22, 23 years old, I decided to go to college near my city where I live. And I graduated from college. I got my automotive technology degree. It took me around 5 years to get the certificates and everything. So that's how I got into it. I mean, I just look for the classes. I look what I like to do at that time, and I decided to go with the automotive. I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a mechanic. I just wanted to take the class to try it. After I took the first class, I was in love with like fixing cars, knowing about cars,
Hmm.
and now that's what I'm doing for like almost 21 years.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So that's how I got
21
into
years.
21
That's
years.
impressive,
Time
man.
flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not 21 years because I'm now 40-year-old, so I'll take it back. Maybe like 17, 18 years. But I've been working in cars since like 17 years old.
Enough to round up.
Enough to round out, exactly, yes.
So you had a bunch of Hondas growing up. What was your favorite car besides the Element that you've ever owned?
I will say I really love if I have to categorize it, my Honda Del Sol SI and then my Acura Integra. I had a GSR 19, I don't remember if it was 98 or 2000. I think it was a 2000.
Ooh, those are nice.
Those were really nice, yes.
What color?
That one was silver, and the Del Sol was originally white, but then I painted to silver too.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're a Honda boy through and through.
I'm a Honda boy, yeah. I'm a Honda boy, but it's funny because I own a lot of Fords.
Yeah.
Maybe I own like four vehicles before, mostly for work because I can transport my tools and stuff like that. And also I was a Ford technician for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So I do have a little bit of a background when it comes to Ford. I still have a Ford Transit Connect, which is my mobile vehicle when I go to people's house to fix like cars in general.
Yeah.
So yes, I am a Honda boy, but also a little bit of a Ford boy too. Just a little bit tiny, yeah.
I mean, there's something nice about the Ford, like the Ford Transit. It's a nice van, drives nice, like the big one. The
Yes.
big, and then with like the EcoBoost engine, it's crazy with that turbo.
Yeah, they are doing a decent job when it comes to Ford, you know,
Yeah.
like I mean for the space and everything.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like reliability, then Honda is I trust my Element that I can go all the way to North Carolina, 5,000 miles like round trip, and I feel really confident I can do it in my almost 240,000 miles Honda Element.
Yeah.
If I was going to take my Ford, I wouldn't feel that confident to take that trip, you know?
Do you know what the Ford stands for?
No, I forgot.
Okay.
I knew it, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot. Can you please?
Yeah. Found on road dead.
Oh, actually, I didn't know that. I'll take it back. The other one was the BMW, break my wallet.
Oh,
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
that's funny, man.
That's
So-
really funny.
Last year, I guess it's last year now, we attended the Pnw Honda Element meets,
Yes.
which turned out to be the largest Honda Element meetup in the world, I'm assuming. 207, was that the final number?
Yeah, I think it was either 203 or 206.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
I mean, well, how was that experience for you going to that meetup? Because we drove up together, but I would love to know how the whole experience was for you.
The whole experience, I will say, it was new for me. It was new for me because I really never felt part of a community with such a large number of people, and then because of the channel, I feel like a lot of people like really wanted to talk to me, you know, to ask my opinion about elements, and I was feeling like a little bit overwhelmed because of it, because I'm not used to that. So there was like a lot of different feelings being part of it, you know, like from people coming to me, like asking me questions about elements, then being part of a large community, and then driving with people in a caravan also was something new for me. Like, yes, I did a lot of trips before with friends, but this time was a larger amount of cars with people that I never seen before. So I think the experience is really nice. I really like it. I really like the experience a lot. So yeah, what was the question actually?
I was just asking you about your experience.
Oh
on
yeah,
that,
so that was my experience when I went to the meetup, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like so many different new things coming to me, and I really enjoy it. And right now, knowing this, I'm ready for the next meetups.
Yeah. But you're going solo.
I'm going solo, but I'm planning. Yeah, exactly. I'm going solo. I think going solo it's nice to go solo because
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet a lot of people when I'm there. But then I think going solo, it can like makes me think a lot about me, and then I can be ready to give the best to other people once I'm with, like with more people in the meetup.
Yeah, it was my first like big caravan, and there was a lot of highs and lows to it. Like at the campsites, just like sharing food. Someone's cooking this, someone's cooking that. You can just go to each like station and grab different food. Like it was fun. I really like that aspect, but just traveling in a large group of people, logistically, like trying to find a campsite for 12 cars, it's like without pre-planning, it's quite difficult. And then yeah, there's like personalities that clash. Like some you don't vibe with everyone there because you don't know everybody there. And then also like gas station stops. Man, you stop at the gas station, like it takes 40 minutes because someone's got to stop here and there. So yeah, it was really fun, but it was also a lot. Memories I wouldn't trade for anything, for sure. I definitely enjoyed that experience. And this time around for the Elements of the Dragon, I think I'm just going to fly there, just because I can't really take that much time off of work. So I'm going to fly, attend the event, and then fly back. Yeah.
It would be nice to have you there for sure.
Yeah.
You're also a big part of the community, and I enjoy watching your videos.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's a good observation about like how it is to caravan with other element owners. Is like you say, there is things that it might not work for somebody, but then in the end of the day is what you get like from doing this, right? And I think there is more pros than cons. Like you say, it's not for everybody. I will say that's not the reason like why I'm going solo, because I do enjoy like going with a lot of people, but I think I can give my best of me being like by myself, and then when I go to the meetup with my mind, like I just can share the best of me to other people.
So when Miguel is not working on his YouTube channel, he's not working on Honda Elements, how would you like to spend your time? What do you do that fuels you so you can give back to others?
Well, I like to play soccer.
Okay.
Even like I'm not doing it much, but I'm getting back into it. Soccer has been something that I've been doing since I was like little kid, maybe 6-7 year old. I like to hike. I like to backpack. I would say that's my biggest pastime that I have right now: backpacking and hiking. And I like to travel. I like to camp. Lately, I've been very interested to meet people from different walks of life and talk to them and just get the most like from other people, so I can also work out in my own self.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what I basically like to do. I like to do unexpected trips. Like one day it's like, oh, I want to go see the Milky Way in Joshua Tree. Then I will randomly just stop what I'm doing, and then I just will go there.
You're so good at that. You'll be like, hey, he'll text me a text. He's like, I'm going to Mount Baldy on Sunday. Do you want to come? And then he hikes Mount Baldy, he comes back down. He's like, oh, I'm working on Elements now. And it's like, I'm making a video now. I don't know, you have so much energy. It's wild.
Yeah, I never thought about it, but lately, because now kind of my life is now in the social media.
Yeah.
And then people message me, or my family, sometimes they see it and it's like, hey, I didn't know like you do this or you do that. So now I start kind of learning more about me, like things that for me are normal, for other people could be like, hey, how you can do this, how you can work like 6 days a week for like 10 hours and then on Sunday you're backpacking.
It's crazy.
Honestly, I feel like very energetic for doing this. I feel like I'm not really working too hard. I used to work, I will say, let me see, like 15-16 hours a day when I just moved from Peru to United States for solid 8-9 years. So then when I finished school and I got a job as a mechanic, I just end up doing just one job. Then I end up having all this free time afterward. It's like, okay, now what I'm gonna do? I was so used to like working hard since I was a kid.
Right.
So I guess my body is already used to it. And that's when I start finding good like pastimes to do, and that's why I found out hiking, backpacking, and I feel energetic to do this. Yeah.
So Miguel has hiked Mount Baldy 44 times. And on one of these recent trips, something happened. And I've been waiting to hear this story. I haven't never heard this story, but apparently you saved someone's life on the mountain. What happened on that trip?
Yes, I didn't feel like I saved someone's life at that time
Yeah.
until later. The person messaged me, called me, and he's like, "You literally like saved my life thanks to you and a life." And I didn't see it that way when it happened. So that day was snowing in Mount Baldy. The weather wasn't really good to hike, and I almost decided to hit back, but then I don't really like to quit something, but also I do have to put in my mind, okay, if something is becoming dangerous, then you will have to step back.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the rule when you're hiking or backpacking. Anyways, I feel like experienced enough to keep going. I summited that day, and on my way back, because it was already noon, the sun started hitting a little bit, and then all the snow on the trees were melting. So it was like big balls, rocks of snow on the trees that they were just falling. So it was dangerous. I will have to hike around the trees because if one of those balls knock you out, I mean, it hits you, it will knock you out, and could be
wow.
something very dangerous. When I was halfway down, I saw a guy who was hit by one of these rocks. He was taking like a break, and a rock this size hit him part of in the head and then in his shoulder. And he was hiking with his dog. He was an older guy, I would say around 57 years old.
You saw the thing hit him?
No, but
Okay.
he told me that.
Okay.
He told me that, and I mean, he was feeling really like beat up. He was on the ground. And then I told him like, hey, I can guide you to like the start of the trail. And he said, okay, let me take a break for like 20 minutes until he gets better. It was getting super foggy, so it was hard to follow the trail too. And then I took his dog, but luckily he still can walk, very slowly. I feel like it was the slowest hike of my life so far. Like something that it will take me maybe an hour and a half to come down or less. It took me like 4 hours because I have to wait for him. But in my head, it's like if I was in that situation, it would be nice if somebody also helps me up.
Yeah.
So I was okay to help him. I was happy actually, like I can, like help somebody in problems. And luckily, like he went out of the trail with me. I grabbed his dog. And then later he texts me and he's like, hey man, thank you. You literally saved my life,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was my experience.
Amazing. I mean, your tenacity and your mindset of like never quitting, you're like, save this dude's life, because you could have not been there and he could have just been knocked out. And I feel like the hiking culture is pretty good. Like if they see someone hurt, they're gonna do everything they can to help them, But
Yes.
luckily he ran into someone like you who's really experienced, 44 times on Mount Baldy, like the trail well. So man, that's amazing, man. You saved his life.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Thank you for saying that, Steven. But
Yeah.
you're right. I think that the hiking community is also like a really nice community when it comes to taking care of the trails, taking care of other people. I think I didn't do anything that other people wouldn't do.
Right.
Or like most people, for sure, Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like most people who are even going to attempt that hike are, at that time of year, are definitely prepared.
Yeah.
That's not something you just take lightly. And I would find it hard to believe like a beginner would be like, all right, yeah, let's go hike Mount Baldy in the snow. Like it's not, it's
Yeah.
unlikely, So the reason, my understanding is the reason you're doing all these hikes is because you're going to attempt or do the JMT. Can you tell
Yes.
us what the JMT is and why you decided to take on this ambitious feat?
Yes. Yeah, I've been training for the JMT, which is the John Muir Trail. It's a backpacking through hike that is around 340 to 300. I'm sorry, let me take it back. It's around 240 to 260 miles backpacking trip. I already done it twice. I did the hike north, and then the second time was south. So this time I'm planning to do a round trip. So it's gonna be around 500 miles. And the reason I do this is, one is because I love hiking and backpacking. I like nature. I like to go by myself, sometimes meet friends on the trail. It's just something that fills me up, brings joy to my life, and also motivate me every year to like kind of risk on myself, like not only for my body, like physically, but my mental and my soul. I feel like I can find this connection, and every year, like I can have a goal in mind that I can achieve, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing good this year. I'm still healthy. I'm still alive. So I would say that's one of the bigger reasons why I'm taking this backpacking trip. I wish I could do something bigger, but also now I'm busy with other stuff. So I think this one, it will calm down a little bit my urge to like be on the trail, like backpacking, because I
scratch that itch.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing, and I was inviting you to go for a few days of backpacking. So hopefully we can make it happen.
I'm super down. I'm in. Just tell me, I'll bring you supplies. Just tell me where
Thank
to
you.
meet up, and I'm down a hike for a couple days. And I've never been much of a backpacker myself. I've done a few trips, 2 trips really, both in the like eastern, like California region, and every time I've done it, I've enjoyed it thoroughly. But I just don't have a lot of experience. So I feel very comfortable going with you. Like, I'm sure it'd be no problem,
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
to take you and share my experience to you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm gonna learn something from you too. Everybody has something to like teach, and that's why I like to backpack and share my knowledge with people, because I always learn something too.
Yeah,
That's the way I see it.
there's like a whole other world of like hiking. Like I could hike, but like there's a whole other world. There's like so many little things and tips and tricks that you can learn.
Yep.
Are you gonna post videos about that?
Yeah, I'm thinking to do a blog about it. I
Okay.
did it last year when my channel was like, I would say like smaller.
We just looked. It was 4,000 subscribers last year.
Yes.
Now it's 25,000, which is wild, dude. That growth is insane. But you also put out amazing content and information. So if you guys aren't following him, you should definitely follow him.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been I just been getting a lot of subscribers, which is nice, because that way I think I can share my knowledge or share what I like to do to others. And if I can inspire at least one subscriber to like go out, enjoy life more, go to the meetups, meet new people, then I feel like all this is worth it for me, because that's the main thing of my channel, like inspire of the other people.
The element lifestyle.
The element lifestyle, you got it. the lifestyle that we were living, right?
Pretty much, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm living. It's been 5 or 6 years in
I
this
think
thing.
6 years
Yeah,
almost, right? I
yeah,
remember
same.
5 years last
year.
Last
yeah.
year.
So I guess we're on to 6. It's official.
Nice.
That's crazy. Yeah. If you didn't have an element, what would you use to like travel and adventure in?
If I didn't have an element, I will say a Ford Transit. The What is it? The Ford Transit.
Medium
The
roof?
150.
Mhm.
Yeah, like the medium size. I will say that. I actually bought one of those, and then I returned it, which that's what I thought like I wanted to have, but then after having it for like 2 days, I felt like it was way too big for my necessities.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say, but right now after having the element, I feel like I don't want something bigger than this unless I have to.
Right.
Yeah, I like how I feel like the element is the right size, because I don't know if it's the right word, but like it pushed me out of my element to enjoy more what is out. I think it's like the perfect size. When I'm like backpacking, I just have a small tent and a backpack with everything that I need for life. But if I had this huge tent with food all over the place and all the commodities, let's say that, I will be okay being inside, you know. But now because the place is smaller,
Right.
it pushed me out to enjoy more. So that's how I feel about the Element. I compare it with a backpacking kind of. Actually, my first Element name was the E-Pack. That was my first Element. That one was super
good.
compact, super minimalistic, and I really wanted to, you know, to follow that pattern in my like coming builds. So you seen tomato before?
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
right
have
behind
much
us.
stuff exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the way I want all my elements to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've owned a lot of elements. How
Yes.
many elements in total have you owned?
Well, truly on because buy and sell a
Right.
lot of elements.
Yeah.
I sold 20 elements last year,
Wow.
and this year I'm about to sell my second element. You know, prices are changing right now the market, so it depends. Sometimes I sell some, sometimes I don't. But truly on, I will say five. No, I'm sorry, four.
You
So
had the green one.
the E-Pack was my first one. It was a
Was-
silver with blue panels, same as yours.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
And I sold that to a friend for her daughter. So I was happy it went to somebody I know. That was one, actually, a lot of memories on that one. I also drove cross country
Wow.
on that element. And then tomato, Dusty the element, the khaki one. Then the green one, you're right.
Yep.
That one, it was my first stick shift, so I really enjoyed that one. So that's the four. Pepper right now, I mean, I just got it, so I cannot really tell. Like,
Yeah.
I'm working on that, yeah.
Do you have? So I know the plans for Pepper, which is to be mobile mechanic. Dusty, what's the plan with Dusty? I mean, it's like kind of a nice OEM plus right now build, but what are the plans for the khaki one?
Okay, so I think Dusty, I feel that the way I see Dusty is just having it as a kind of like collector vehicle. And also I'm making series of videos about how, from like when I just got it in Washington, when I flew there and dropped it back. Right now I have 15 episodes of like doing everything on that element, from the leaf, fixing the suspension, tune-ups. So the plan is, one, have it as a collector car, and another one is make videos so people can have more information for their elements.
Okay.
Then after doing all the videos, it's gonna take a while. It's a long process. You know how YouTube is when you're recording something, it can take weeks, months.
Totally.
So that's so far my plan. I might be willing to sell it if somebody is willing to pay the money that I'm asking for. I don't try to get attached to like things, but so far that's the plan. Keep it as a collector car and make videos for the community so they can have, you know, they can have just like the knowledge about it, like how to do something.
Whenever I need to do something on my element, I look it up on YouTube and your face pops up.
Yeah, right. Thank
Like
you.
I was trying to swap out the seats so I could put the swivel in this one, and your face pops up. So thank you for all that you do. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Hiros Hot Rods. Thank you so much, Austin, and everyone at Hiros Hot Rods for supplying us with the swivel seats. If you want to add a swivel seat to your Honda Element, check out the link down below. And now the swivel seat is also available for first gen CRVs. So check that out. Links down in the description, and back to the podcast.
Love the swivel seats for
Dude.
sure.
Yeah. The swivel seat's the best thing I've ever done to my Element. The next best thing right now, I think, is these Goal Zero lights. I stole them from you, the idea, but it just really like adds a nice like ambiance inside of the Element, you know?
Yeah, I really like her a lot. And actually, I stole the idea from Emo the Element, Kevin.
Oh, he has these?
Yeah, he has those.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
been passing around.
Yeah,
so he's
yeah.
the fundator of like everybody getting that, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So besides the swivel seat, what's your favorite mod on your Elements?
Okay, I will say I like the e-camper.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
course.
e-camper, the swivel seats. I like my cabinet too. I think it's
Oh.
like good enough. It's not like the biggest cabinet, the
Yeah.
smallest one, but I get a lot of compliments from people. You know, it kind of gives a different feeling inside my element.
The element bar.
Yes. So, but for sure, like the best mod is the swivel seats.
I like that's the one thing I love about the elements is just that people get so creative. Like Kevin, Emo Element, he's got just like the best cooking setup. You
Yes.
know, he also has that really nice like cabinet on the side. Like Dot Trans, his is just so clean and like so like pristine, and he has his
It's like
own.
luxury
Yeah,
camper.
yeah, he's got this like little twist into it, and then like I have my variation, and then there's just like so many other variations out there, and that's what I love about the Element in general. It's just a blank canvas for people to express themselves in any way, but I also feel like because of the design of the car, it's like kind of geared towards outdoor enthusiasts. So that's kind of like my tribe, the people that I vibe with most, who people who like to go outside, get outdoors, and explore nature. That's one of the things I like about the meetups. You just get to meet up a bunch of cool people who have similar interests, and we all bond over the element. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to see it. Like actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you ever do a two swap, with a bigger engine?
Yes, I will do that
Yeah, you
for
should do
sure.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's coming soon in
Okay.
for element the Dusty the element.
Okay.
Yes, that's the plan. You know, to do as many mods as possible. My goal is hopefully. Well, I don't want to say hopefully. I just learned that saying hopefully is
Yeah.
not really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say that my goal is to do all the repairs from like removing the headliner to like a spark plug brakes from the element, so everything can be documented in my channel. That will be one of my goals for my channel.
So, the question I had was like, if money was no object, like how would you spend your time?
If money went, I will say I will just be on the road for a while, traveling out of the country, living out of my backpack, living out of my van, just traveling everywhere. That's where, if money wasn't
Yeah.
a problem, that's what I will be doing 365 days in a year. I feel like I'm doing it like in some parts, but no like full time.
Yeah.
Because I also think like money is important. That's how you can pay your stuff. So yep, I mean, to answer the question, it's like
Yeah.
just living out of my van, out of my backpack.
You're doing it, man. You're like you're doing it. Maybe not full time, but you're definitely doing. You're on the road quite a bit.
Yeah, actually, I was just thinking about it because I was talking to a friend about like, hey, she was asking me, how do you have all this time? Like, I always see you posting videos and you're traveling. And then when I thought about it, it's like, oh, I just was on the road for 4 months last year. So I think most people don't have 4 months off from like regular work life.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Yes.
Or like, yeah, 2 weeks, right?
Exactly,
That's like
2 weeks, and then sometimes it's like to take care of the house or just being relaxed at home. It took me years to get to that stage of my life, and of course, once you know that you want something and you work for it, then it will naturally happen.
Yeah.
It's just not like one day I decide like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take 4 months out of my life like to relax. No, it's like I work hard for it, and then once you get it, I feel like it just comes part of your life. For me, one of the biggest things that I believe is having free time for your own and for people that you love is very important to do. So that's something that I don't want to lose in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a thing there where like you have time freedom. That's one form of freedom, but then you have like financial freedom, which is another form of freedom, and it's like finding the balance of those two things.
Yes.
It's like, all right, I have all this money, but I have no time to go out and use it and explore. Or you have all this time, but you have no money to like
That's
go
true.
and do the things you want to do. And even if it's just traveling in your car, there's like gas, there's camp fees, there's food, all that stuff. So you need some sort of like money to to fund that, you know.
Yeah.
So are you able to support yourself with your YouTube channel now? Like, can you fully support yourself just doing YouTube?
For my YouTube channel, not fully support myself. Like if I see it as my main job,
Yeah.
I will say it's just the money I get from YouTube. I basically just reinvested in my own elements, like in the insurance, in the mods that I do. So it's just the money I make is just like constantly reinvesting. So I'm not really paying bills from that money.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I did start the YouTube, I never see it as a source of income for me. I just see it because I want what I like to do documented to inspire people. So that's the way I kind of still seeing YouTube. Of course, when I start getting paid, I was like, oh wow, I'm getting some money now. It can grow. I can make more money. So I was like, oh, now it can become a full-time job.
Right.
I mean, it is nice. Don't take me wrong, but I think because I'm busy in my main job and I do another side jobs too. I'm not only a mechanic. Also, I have an eBay store. If you guys want to check out my eBay store, I'm gonna leave it in the description. I do buy and resell collections, mostly like cards, like sport cards, like Tesla related items and stuff like that. And I do other little side gigs too that I can make some money while I'm traveling.
Yeah.
But when it comes to YouTube, to answer your question, I just see like reinvest the money to like more videos. It would be nice though if it can become a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, that if that becomes a main job that I can support my lifestyle, I will do that full time because now I can get to travel more, or
Right. Yeah.
So, yep, I don't know if that answered the question, but
It does, and like I would love to know from whoever's listening to this, like what they would like to see on your channel to help you with that. You know what I mean? Like what they want to see more. Do they want to see more travel? Do they want to see more fixing of cars? You know, because that's kind of how it works. Like we provide value to the audience, and then they watch the videos. Advertisers pay to have them watch ads. It's like an ecosystem, you know. So
yeah.
I would love to know whoever's listening. It's like leave a comment or something, and
Yeah,
tell
please
us.
leave a comment because, like you say, it's gonna help us to like improve
Yeah.
and to make the ecosystem works. Because also, if it wasn't because of our subscribers or people watching this right now, we wouldn't be, making this lifestyle possible in somehow too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's wild, man. It's
yeah, and I'm sorry, but I really like I meet you too, and you are part of the community.
yeah.
And I like how many other new people are coming, like YouTubers, about the element, because I think it just make our community stronger.
Yeah.
And I feel like somehow once you're making videos, like I feel more inspired to like do more videos, you
Right.
know?
Right.
When it comes to like different subjects or also the quality of the video, like it's just nice to have people who share the same as you around this like lifestyle, I would say.
No one's still this, but what's your dream video? Like what's a video that you want to make that you haven't made that you would just love to make?
Oof. The video that I will love to make would be, I always have this idea that I think I will do it one of these days. I
Yeah.
mean, it's still plan. I want to just live out of my backpack
Okay.
and then just have maybe like $20 or $40 in my pocket, and then go on the streets and see how I can live. I was planning. I already planned this a lot.
Yeah.
I will say when it comes to like, I feel like I want to know more about people. Like I want to know about different ways of living. I want to share the world, like how people live differently, and I want to get a little bit of that part of the world, So yeah, I do. I sometimes like I want to travel somewhere. I just gonna take a bus, go with my backpack, and then see what happens. I think being like in a survival mode,
Yeah.
that's something that I want to experience again, because I wasn't in a bad situation, like when it comes to the finance and the way I was living when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then right now I feel like I accomplish things that it makes me have freedom to like travel. If I want to take off 4 months of like just pure vacations, I'm okay to afford all that lifestyle because I work hard for it.
Right.
I have goals in my mind, and I don't want to feel comfortable. Sometimes I feel too comfortable, and I think that's changed or messed up with my mind. And I want to be back to my roots, like where I came from. And I think, like, at least getting the experience from other people or putting myself into that, I can still focus and like who I am, what's the person I want to be, what I want to share to others. So yeah, that would be like one of the videos that I really want to do.
That's a good.
You know,
That's a
just
good idea. I think like Mark Cuban does that. Like they're like, all right, I think they did a show where they just like throw him in the middle of nowhere and like, all right, start a business. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
cool.
he like started like selling chips or something and like worked his way up and created a business. So that would be super interesting to see like surviving on $20 for a week and see what you end up with at the end.
Yeah, exactly. I always thought about it. Like, I'm always saying to myself, I'm ready. And then another things comes up. But I know, like, sometimes I like to plan stuff, but sometimes also I just go with the flow. And then if I don't feel it yet, then I will, like, change my mind to do other things. But I know I will do that soon, too.
Yeah.
And, like, I will say, like, when you're a YouTuber and you have a channel, you will have to pick one topic and kind of like concentrate on that. Like, me, I do repairs.
Right.
And that's what I supposed to focus, right? In theory. Yes, it's true. I will agree with that. But like I was telling you earlier, it's not about the income that I can make with YouTube. It's about what I can share to others. That's why my channel is called Element Lifestyle. It's my lifestyle in my element. And I don't just repair cars. I have a life. I travel. I enjoy to backpack, or this is just different parts of my life. There is much more that I know I don't really show to others, but my goal in my channel also is just to be myself. I don't want to follow a system. I just want to, like, when I'm older, maybe see my videos like, oh, I done that. I went there, and that's what I'm taking my channel to, like sharing the lifestyle of like me and hopefully other people who also are willing to share their lifestyles.
I think it's really cool because I feel like that was the original idea behind YouTube in general. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna share my life. It's like this is the channel of me, and like you said, a lot of the like big production companies that are in YouTube now, they like focus on a topic and they just made like a TV show surrounding a topic, which is great. It's great entertainment and fun. But I like the old concept of YouTube where it's just like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm in the park. Or the first video of YouTube, I think it was like some guy in the zoo. Like the first ever
Okay.
video, it was just some kid hanging out in the zoo. He's like, hey, I'm at the zoo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that too. Like, YouTube is becoming like a TV now,
Yeah.
I do miss the back days.
Yeah, and I think there's like there's like trends in YouTube. Like sometimes like there's like the Mr. Beast version of YouTube where it's just like big videos, challenges, and there was like the remember pranks?
Yes.
Pranks were huge
I remember that,
on
yeah.
YouTube, and vlogs. There was a long time where everyone was like, hey, which was cool. But then I feel like once Casey Neistat got into vlogs, he upped the level of vlogs. So Casey Neistat's a YouTuber if you don't know him, but he's also a filmmaker, and he made daily vlogs for like years, and he made them like super high quality production, and then everyone kind of mimicked that style. So I think now the style of YouTube is like kind of coming back to the more like real versions.
Yeah,
of,
I didn't
like,
think about it, but yeah, I
yeah,
agree with what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
This whole podcasting was like an interesting experiment for me, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm wondering if I should like separate it, like have one channel for just the Honda Element videos I make, and then another channel for the podcast, or if I should just go all in on the podcast. I don't know where to take it yet, but people seem to like it.
Yeah, I really enjoying your podcast. I didn't miss any episodes, so I'm blessed that I'm in one of your episodes again. yeah, I think time will tell.
Yeah.
And I mean, as long as you do what you love to do, I can tell like when we are doing podcasts with you that like you are so into it, like
I
you're
am.
enjoying. So
Yeah.
so that's nice. That because sometimes I feel like like YouTube could be your job or it is or work too somehow, and you don't want to have a job that you just go to make the money. You want a job that you can enjoy.
Totally.
And I think doing what you love to do, the podcast, is like it's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and sharing all people's different points of views, life experiences, like it's really cool. And I noticed that you had a very nice guests before, like Mindy,
Yep.
Rosa,
Yep.
Sage.
Yep.
So yeah, I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're out there and you want to come on, like you're an element owner, you got a story to share, just reach out to me because I'm just curious. I think that's the thing is like I'm just curious to know what makes people tick. And I think by having these conversations, you can just learn a lot about life in general because people have life experiences and it's so hard to have this sort of conversation unless you're like sitting down having a coffee with someone. Rarely do you ever get like an hour of just like focused conversation. So I really enjoy it. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who should I have on next? Who do you think?
Let's see. Well, how is?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I missed him last time he was here. I would love to have him on.
Yeah, but he's in Thailand right now for like a few months.
Okay.
But I don't know. Nobody comes to my mind.
Yeah.
I will say maybe because we are going to the meetup soon.
Yeah.
Maybe Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix.
She's been a big influencer of the community. Then it would be nice to hear the part of her story, because a lot of times people don't really see much of the people who is trying to do a lot or trying their best for our community.
Yeah. That's a good
And it
point.
would be nice to hear the opinion how it is, to organize such a big event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's also kind of doing the thing that you're doing, right? She's like a mobile mechanic. She lives in her element, right?
Yes.
So she's living the life that you.
She's living my life. Now I want to be like her. So
Yeah. And
Yeah.
does she have a trailer? Does she trailer?
yeah, she has like a trailer. She's been doing it for many years. She
Wow.
travels to different states.
Wow.
I'm more like I'm mobile, but not really because I work like between 3 cities.
Right.
I barely drive my car. I
Right.
work from home a lot too. But yeah, I will love to do something like what she's doing.
That would be cool.
Expand. I don't know if to call it expand. I think, if you're focused to make the money, it's everywhere. Even like you go out of the corner of your house, you can find work. I mean, it's just the way I see it.
Yeah.
But it's just about like I want to have the experience to travel more and make money while I'm traveling.
Yeah. So whether that's through YouTube, whether that's being a mobile mechanic, like
Exactly.
that's the end goal.
Yes, exactly. I think it's different ways. It's hard to like just tell you what can you do, but depending of your skills, your knowledge, I think if you want to do that, then it's possible. If you work that on your favor.
Yeah.
So yep.
Final closing thoughts.
Well, everybody who wants to join to the Element meetups, everybody's welcome. If you have like a just stock Element, don't worry about it because I hear that a lot from people. My Element is not ready.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to be ready. I think it's just being part of the community of the event. Like personally, I appreciate every build from a stock to like modify. It just will be nice that if you guys can be part of it, especially that on the Pacific Northwest meetup.
Yeah.
I think they are going to apply for the Guinness record. So we want to, bring the most elements that we can to make history for the Honda elements.
Yeah.
And it would be cool, like if you guys can be part of helping us to do that, to accomplish that goal.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah. Show up to the meetup. We got the elements on the Dragon. Do you know the date?
Yeah, elements on the Dragon is the second weekend of May.
Okay.
So Saturday and Sunday.
So yeah, if you guys can make it out to that one, that'd be awesome. I'll leave information down below in the description. Pacific Northwest meet, I'm gonna be there. That's gonna be super fun. And then yeah, it's so fun to meet like the element community. Like you said, it doesn't even matter if you have an element or not. You can show up if you don't have an element. If you're just curious to see what the heck this is all about, you can definitely show up and you probably leave with an Element. Like,
Yep.
you know.
It's true. It happens to a lot of people.
So that's actually something I wanted to ask. What is your speculation on a new Honda Element? Do you think we'll ever get one?
I think it is possible. I've seen lately that a lot of the newer cars are kind of like a boxy design. And once one company start making like a boxy design and then others start following, why not Honda will, find out that the Element community is big, that the times that we are living, especially after the pandemic, it opened a new world to the outdoor community. Like more people start getting into it because of the pandemic. Nobody could be indoors. So I think it's a right time for Honda to build a car like that, and why not to consider the Element and then just bring it back.
Yeah.
Totally. So I think it's possible.
What if you were designing it at Honda? What would it be like exactly? How would you design it?
I will try to keep the best of the older Element, like the classic things, like how the door opens and then you can use it as a table. The suicide doors, I don't know if it's even possible because I think the pattern is by Toyota or something, but the suicide doors, pretty much everything, but just with a newer look. And from whatever didn't work like 100%, just make it better. And I will say an EV.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not an EV, a hybrid
yeah.
will be a good, like a good upgrade, better gas mileage. I think that's what I will keep. A moonroof, a mass.
Yep.
Maybe make it a little bit bigger.
Like wide?
Yeah, like more wider, maybe to like all the half of the car will be cool.
Okay, yeah, the moonroof.
Like a skylight,
Did a lot of EVs have that?
Yeah, I think keep the classic, but add the technology to make life easier and better gas mileage.
Yeah.
So that's what I will.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the aftermarket upgrades would be dope. So like if they had OEM swivel seats, like OEM e-camper, you know what I mean? Or like maybe like an accessory where you can buy a camper kit. You get it straight from Honda. Like you've got like a bed, bench, like a way to convert it straight from the factory. That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
Like like the Volkswagen.
Like the vans, yeah.
Like, how they have like the little cabinets here and like the kitchen, the little thing, So I think if they had that as like the camper option, that would be dope.
That would be cool, and they can create like an eco system too, right?
Yeah.
Like so you can start putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be actually a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm full of them. What can I say?
There you go. I think Honda should hire you to
That's
give ideas to the new Element, right?
Right. That's right. Well, I mean, they can look at all the videos and see all the things, So.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So
Steven,
fun.
I appreciate that.
Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you again, Hiros Hot Rods, for supporting our channel, for being a sponsor. If you guys want to add the swivel seat, be sure to hit them up. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.